नमः हरि शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्न उपशान्तये अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तं दुपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेमा देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणवेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Well, we have been waiting for the best time. Every Thursday we are with Yajurveda Devatas. The Devatas connected to the Agnishtoma Yajna, because these gods are being appeased, are being given the ahutis or food, and we are always invoking blessings from the various gods in all aspects of our life run, because we have to be very much engaged with all positive activity and see that from the viewpoint of health, wealth, prosperity, and also spirituality, body, mind, and spirit, the yajna is the ultimate solution. Therefore, there is a lot of praise being given for the yajna, either in theoretical way or in a practical way. But when yajna is done practically, it will have a phalam. Yajna phala, parayana phala, stotra phala, etc. All these benefits are really useful, so that whatever decades of life that has been ensured for us to have life upon this beautiful earth. See, Bhumi, Bhuloka is the most beautiful loka because of the existence of the two things. And well, the other lokas, perfection is there and different. That's why, for example, when you want to note down the surprising comments of Goddess Saraswati in Harshacharitam, written by Bhattabhana, a prose text after Kadambari, owing to the curse that Saraswati suffered from Durvasa Maharshi, along with a Sakhi, Saraswati chooses to come down to the earth. And as she is coming down from the Satyalokam down to Bhulokam, and when she reaches the portals of the Bhulokam, she finds a lot of surprising things. And so the Bhuloka Saundarya is being beautifully described by Bhattabhana. And beforehand, as a precursor, we have in Atharveda, I think 12th chapter, we have a beautiful sukta running for 63 mantras or so, talking about the geographical beauty of the earth. That's a different subject. So I'm telling that yajnas are performed only in Bhuloka. Even gods also, when they find that their punyam amount is reducing and again they have to add for that account of their punyam, they will come down to Bhulokam, they perform yajna and they go away. And another point which we are going to see in Yajurveda only, so, Bhulokam is one attacked by the Rakshasas, at the same time visited by the gods, and naturally there is a lot of flow, travels, to and fro travels by gods and Rakshasas to Bholoka. So in order that we increase the power of the Bhulokas, Devatas, and also see that the Rakshasa Badha is being reduced or removed or slowed down, we have the Bhulokam, and only here we do. And moreover, people think that among the Bhulokam, we have got the Bharat. The Bharat, that's why Dvipas, okay, we don't talk about Bharat or other country, but we talk about the Dvipas. So Krishna Krishna Dvaipayana is Vyasa Bhagavan. He came to our Dvipam, Jambu Dvipam, where these Kauravas and Pandavas and etc. were there. So Vyasa Bhagavan, he's a foreigner actually speaking, coming from different Dvipam. So he is called as a Krishna Dvaipayana and all that. Anyway, he is very important for us, and he is a Guru Brahma. So in the Agnishtoma Yajna is one of the important yajnas that Yajurveda prescribes. And because Yajurveda is a sacerdotal Samhita, so there is a caution taken by the gods. What is the caution that the gods have taken? Is that they have taken a piece of land and then deposited in the moon, so that if the entire earth is being occupied by the Rakshasas, the gods can go to Chandraloka and then perform Homa and Yajna in the land, Bhudevi, and become stronger and go back. That's why the Chandra, the Kalanka in the Chandra that we see, there are interpretations given for describing. Somebody says a deer, somebody says it's a pig. Prataparudriyam says that it is a pig, and so like that. But our Yajurveda tells that it is a piece of land deposited by the gods as a precautionary method or a security measure, that they can go to Chandraloka and then perform it. Anyway, so like that, in the Yajurveda, yajna is important. Work is important, because without work, you cannot expect any results. Unless you attend the interview, they cannot consider your application and presence and appointment and all that. If they may send the interview letter, the officers might send you the interview letter, you are supposed to go and attend. And if there is no physical presence there, they ignore you totally. Like that also, yajna is something which is very important, which yajnena yajnama yajanta devaha tani dharmani pradhamani asan. Yake dharma? Why it is dharma? Andre tehanakam sachante. They reach the Nakaloka. That is the Swargaloka, because the definition is Swarga Kamo Yajeta. Anybody who wants to have a comfortable life, he must do Sandhyavandanam, he must do the Agnikaryam, he must do Devatarchana, he must go to a temple, he must do all such things which will come under the purview of religion, practice. Religion is a practice, philosophy is a knowledge. So knowledge and practice, both are, when people possess it, they do two in one. They are really great people. In fact, I remember one great professor of Sanskrit and also Pali, Prakrit professor, A.N. Upadhyay. He was very famous and he has done a lot of work in the field of Prakrit language and Sanskrit, and we had the fortune of meeting him long years in 60s when we were doing the PhD program in Pune. And he was very, very nice person. And he was defining, we are all philosophers, but we are not religionists. And so we have the tinge of being religionists, but there are Shrotriyas who are able to interpret the Veda, at the same time show the application of the Veda mantras, and so that's a double power. So double engine train like taraha irutte. And so Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. So Shrotriyas are not simply doing sacrifices, but they are all Brahmanishthas. That is, they are always Brahman Vaishnaha. They want to really find out who is Brahma, where is Brahma, how is Brahma, what are the benefits of Brahma and all that. That's why a Brahmin is a name given to us, that Brahmavit Brahmanaha. So that is the simplest definition. And here all the other divisions of the caste, one is different because of jati and all those things will be there. But basically, yaru Brahmana Bhagye. Brahma means a noble literature, noble knowledge, and noble works. All this is called Brahmatvam. So a Brahmatvam iddaga enagatte, Vasitvam baratte. Brahmatvam, Vasitvam, etc. So they are all having the Mahimanaha. All those people who have that kind of practice at the same time theory. That's why all science subjects, chemistry, physics, etc., after theory class, they go into the practical laboratory and experiment. So what they read, what they see, the theory, they have to verify and perform. And if they are also good at practicals, they get the pass examination. In olden days, in Madras University, I remember at one time, for those science graduates, they must pass both in practicals and in theory. If they lose practicals, they lose their degree. Though they get very good marks in theory class, but they will not be able to do it because practicals. So like that, people are having very hard to get the degree, science degree in those days, because they have to have a common balance between the practical marks and the same time theory marks, and so that they can get a class and distinction and all that. Anyway, with all this introduction, we are at the instance of the Yajya Puronavakya, Kamya Yajya Puronavakya section of the Taittiriya Samhita, first kanda. There are 7 kandas. First kanda, 4th Prapataka, and we are at the 45th Kandika, and again it has got a division, and that will end up with the 3 divisions are there in 45th Kandika, Prapataka, and then we have got to go into, actually there are only 48 things to conclude the Prathama Kanda, Prathama Kanda up to 4th. So there are how many kandas are there, how many divisions are there, how many kandikas are there. This is how the Yajurveda division goes. But Rigveda and Atharveda division go like that. That is Adhyaya, Sukta and Mantras number. But in Samveda, it is different. So like that, the division of the Veda, arrangement of the Veda Samhitas, etc. is itself a big subject. So there are articles on the arrangement of the Rigveda mantras and the rubrication of the Rigveda mantras non-rubrication of the Veda. Oh, that's why the Veda Prapancham is as big, unfathomable. But that's why people have got to be spending lot of dedicated time to learn the Vedas, Veda mantras. But whatever little possible that people are able to cover up, that itself is a Mahasaraswati. So, when in the Atharva Veda, in the Saura Sukta, in Surya Upanishad, Atharva Upanishad, it has been promised, or in Narayana Upanishad, it is pointed out, Om Namo Narayanayeti Ashtaksharapala Madhyeti Sakala Veda Parayana Phalam Labhya Labhate anta. Maybe other ಸಕಲ ವೇದ ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಫಲಂ ಲಭತೆ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಶೋ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೇದ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಟೈಮು ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟು ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಪರರಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. That's why in our Veda Adhyayana Kendra and also World Association for Vedic Studies, Bengaluru chapter, we have been having 2 programs per month, Stotra Bodha and monthly meet, where we are trying to bring our Vedic texts and scriptures to the relevance of the modern days, so that the people have no time much to spend lot of time towards these things, only specialized. Whenever Shastra Charcha, for example, when Shastra's Charcha took place in Sringeri Matham, Sringeri Dakshinamlaya Samsthanam, Sankara, we cannot find a crowd there. We only established great Shastric scholars in Sanskrit and in various Shastras. They come and try to discern and describe and discuss and then argue, etc. will take place. In fact, I had also the fortune to attend one Veda Sabha or Shastra Sabha in Ratnagiri Siva Devasthanam in Madras, near the Ashtalakshmi Devasthanam. And there is one Kanchi Kamakati Pita. They have organized Kanchi people and for 1 week full. So I had the fortune of, though not I am that great scholar and everything, but all eminent Pandits, Ganapatis and all of them came and they were trying to discuss and talk about the Veda and all that. So opportunity that I had in this birth. Anyway, so only that makes me remembering this, that I have this year, this birth I have got the PhD in Vedic studies. And that itself is it's a great boon. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, the Yajurveda, you see, Kamya, Yajya, Puna, Anuvaka. Now, I told you Anuvakas. Anuvakas are passages, or mantras. And they are Yajurvedic one. And moreover, they are all prose pieces. See, Taittiriya Yajurveda, Taittiriya Samhita, or Krishna Yajurveda is prose. And Shukla Yajurveda is metrical. And Atharvaveda and Samaveda, of course, Samaveda again metrical. So I had a good discussion, work to be done on metrical and non-metrical Samhitas of the Vedas. So the research, Vedic research is too large and big. But people who are in the field of Vedic studies educated, they will have a lot of things. But relevant to the modern times. Just now I got an idea. All people are reciting Lalita Sahasranamam, thousands. They studied the other day. Our Gopinath told me that our Shankar Sringeri Matha people have organized, are going to organize Laksha people, 1 lakh people reciting the Lalita Sahasranamam in Bengaluru at some grounds, and people are requested to register. Okay, that is a wonderful yajna, but just a recitation, no more than that. But today, when I wanted to just also give a scope that Lalita Sahasranamam, or the Lalita Devi's names, are giving us health tips for prosperity, health, and maintenance of our mental balance, and ultimately to acquire peace and progress in the spiritual line. That's exactly what I want to just attempt briefly in the next sessions. And because, for example, Tanu Madhya Tamopaha, Madhya Tanu and Tamopaha, these two words are, you can, the namas to Devi will be open for health tips. And that's a different subject. Now let's go to the Kamya, Yaja, Anuvakas. And before that, we have the prayer done for the Apo Devatas, because Apaha, Agni, Oshadhayaha, they are very much alive in our modern, upon the earth. Apa Oshadhayas Santu. Why? Durmitraha tasmai bhuyaso yosman dveshti. Mitra does not just generally mean only friendship. Even the health also is a friend for us. Ill health is enemy for us. Kama, ill health is only into the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada. And Matsarya is the ruler. Supposing that Kama, Matsya, all these things will come to light only when the Matsarya were to be operative. So that's something like the that RAM that will give rise for all internet program to be live. So ಆ ಮಾತ್ಸರ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಹೆಲ್ತು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಟು ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್, nullify the matsarya emotion in the mind. Therefore, matsarya gastaha. Whenever you talk about the gods, they are not having the matsarya, they are not having all these things, but they are completely above that. ಸೊ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಾತೀತಃ ನಿರ್ಮತ್ಸರಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದ್ವಂದ್ವಾತೀತಃ ನಿರ್ಮತ್ಸರಃ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಸ್ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬಿಂಗ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ ಅತೀತಃ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಶೀತ ಉಷ್ಣ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜ್ವರ ಆಮಯ ನಿರಾಮಯ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಗಳು. ಸೊ ಈ ದ್ವಂದ್ವದಿಂದ ಅತೀತನಾಗಿರೋ ಗಾಡ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ಅರ್ತ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಫುಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಅವರು ಬ್ಯುಸಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೇನೋ, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಒನ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಗ್ರೂಪ್, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಗ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಲೈಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಫಲಪ್ರದವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಫಲಪ್ರದ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಲಪ್ರದಂ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯಪ್ರದಂ ಅಂತ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಏಧೋಸಿ ಏಧಿಶೀಮಹಿ ಸಮಿದಸಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ 1:4:45 last two lines to connect with the next Anuvaka, that is 1:4:46 ಇಂದ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅಪ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು impress that we are very much akin to the water, akin to the vegetation or vegetables or grains. For example, and even that grain is also important. We just eat the grains, I mean the rice with husk, removed of the husk and all that. And the rice crop andmele, harvest admele, the grass we give to cows, animals. The bijam that is given, that is the rice. We eat the rice, we eat the grass. So to say that the animals and humans are the same with reference to the product. They eat the grass, they give milk. We eat the grains, we do help take care of the. That's why we always say Sam Dvipade Chatushpade anta. Dvipada and Chatushpada, two-legged animals and four-legged animals, both are important because of the water and oshadis. So we are just addressing Edhosi Agni, Edhosi. So what is that we derive from that from that prosperous Agni or water or that, we should also grow healthy, prosperous, and lucky. And that's why Edhishi Mahi and Samidasi. Samit andre ahara. Samit andre the food, which will be annadvaital vimani bhutani jayante annam prayanti apisamvisantiti annam brahmeti vyajanatu. So annam, first of all, the student realized annam brahmeti praja. So he understood anna brahma, sakalam brahma. See, among all danas, annadanam is supposed to be top. See, bhudanam, bhuridanam, rathaturagadhanam, annapradhanam. ಈ 16 ದಾನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನ is also very nice. So ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನ, ಅನ್ನದಾನ ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಹಾದಾನಗಳು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಅನ್ನದಾನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ಯಾದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆ ಪುರುಷನಿಗೆ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನು ಹೋಪ್ಲೆಸ್ ಫೆಲೋ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮದುವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಪ್ರಸುರ್ಮೇ ಕಾಮಃ ತನ್ಮೇ ಏಧಿ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಇಬ್ಬರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪಶು. ಆ ಪಶುಕಾಮವನ್ನು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ human relationship as wife and husband anta. Anyway, that's a different one. In fact, we have wonderful thesis submitted by a gentleman, I forgot his name unfortunately. He came to our Kendra also, spoke about the Vivaha Samskara, and he conducted one seminar in Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji's ashrama Mysore for 3 or more days on Vivaha Samskara only. Several scholars from all over the India had come, also from abroad. And so it was really a great feast. Morning to evening we had sessions, and then on Vivaham. And that gentleman has submitted thesis on Vivaha Samskara to Madras University, and he got his PhD and all that. Anyway, so here we see that kind of Edhishi Mahi and Samidasi. ಆ ಸಮಿದ್ದಿಂದ ಆಹಾರದಿಂದ ಏನಾಗತ್ತಪ್ಪ ತೇಜಃ, ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಬಲಂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಆಪಹ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಓಷಧೀಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ತೇಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ತೇಜೋಮಯಿ ದೇಹಿ. ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಲೈಫ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಈಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಫುಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಲೈಕ್. And at the same time, we should be active, energetic, and speedy in our own actions. And therefore, now in the last line we say, Apo anvacharishagum rasena samasrushmahi payasvan agna agamam tammasagum srujavachasa. Hey Agni, O Agni, tam Varchasa samsruja. Yenanta ultimately Yajamana is important. If the boss is well, healthy, rich, kind, compassionate, skillful, and all that, the company will be very nice. See, the prosperity of the company or the bank depends upon the manager of the bank, the CEO of the company. If they are really good, they will attract people. The bank manager is good. He will not completely sit in his AC chamber. No. Now and then he will go to the case workers and also converse with the customers, and importantly, now and then. So that kind of thing, the customers, they will talk, oh, the manager is so good. Sometime whatever we ask, he will oblige. And anno kirti bandre, that manager will not be transferred, but he will be promoted. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ, as we are seeing here also, sagum sruj avachasa. So ವರ್ಚಸ್ಸಿಂದ, ತೇಜಸ್ಸಿಂದ, ಪಯಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಸದಿಂದ ಯಜಮಾನರು ಕೂಡ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಬೈ performing yajna, it has got multifaceted advantages, and multifarious things are achieved. At the same time, multi-disciplines are also attained. So yajna is a discipline. ಆ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ when once people are disciplined, the habits are regular. When the habits are regular, the health is regular. When health is regular, we are having our own projects very well completed and accomplished and launched. That's why we have that ultimately ma tam masagum srujavachasa. So avananna yajamaanaranna and his people and the priests who have officiated the sacrifice. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಜನರು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೋಮಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಂದಾನೊಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇನ್ ಬುಲ್ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ರೋಡ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಮರಾಠ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂಟಪಂ ಐ ಬಿಲೀವ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಮ್ ವೇದ ಪಾಠಶಾಲಾ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸೋಮಯಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಡೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೋಮಯಾಗವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಜಪೇಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಾಜಸೂಯ ವಾಸ್ ಡನ್ in Pune. Even today we have got the tape record of the Vajapaya Yagna performed in the Pune long years back. Sometime when we were students, that video, in that recording was played video, and we had the opportunity of seeing that. And a foreigner came outside America and then sponsored it to some extent and all that. So anyway, these are all the things that we understand. ಯಜ್ಞ ನೋಡೋದೇ ಮಹಾದೃಷ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಯಜ್ಞ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅದು ಯಜ್ಞ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು, ಇನ್ ಅಗ್ನಿಹೋತ್ರ ಯಜ್ಞ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ, ಆಲ್ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ರೌಂಡ್ ದ ಫೈರ್, the Vedi at some time reciting a mantra. Those unmarried girls beating their thighs, beating their thighs, they go around the Yajna Vedi reciting the mantra, Triyambakam yajamahe sugandhim pativedanam urvarkame bandhanan mrityo murchiya mamrutat ಅಂತ ಮಂತ್ರ ಯಜುರ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಮಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ಈ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಭೀಮನಮಾವಾಸ್ಯ, ವಿಚ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆನ್ ಆಷಾಢ ಬಹುಳ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಡೇ. ಸೊ ಆ ಬಹುಳ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯ ದಿವಸ, ಆಷಾಢ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯ ದಿವಸ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಲೇ ಆಲ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ಸ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯದಿಂದ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ಹಬ್ಬಗಳು ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯದಿಂದ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬಾಕಿ ದಿವಸಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಜನ್ಮೋತ್ಸವ, ಅದರ್ days of the year will be only the birthday celebrations, Shankar Jayanti, Narsimha Jayanti, etc. So, 0 to 0, in between 0, there is a lot of festival celebrations. Even the Devi Navaratris also come then. And like that, even Vasanta Navaratris also come then. Anyway, so ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ we have got the celebrations and all that is all that. Now, let me go to the recitation of that. I don't know, whoever is there can recite or listen. First Kanda, 4th Prapataka, 46th Kandika, and the division of that I am reading. 48 are there. We are almost at the fag end of the this 4th Prapataka of the first Kanda of the Yajurveda, and after completing, we decide what next we are going to take it up. Om yastva hruda kirina manyamano matyam martyo johavimi jata vedo yaso asmasu dehi prajabhiragne amrutatmasyam yasmai tvagum sukrutte jataveda ulokamagne krunavaha syasyonam asvinagum saputrinam veeravantam gomantagum rayim nasate swasti. This mantra let us take today now. Yeah. So here the prayer is for the Agni. Let us cut the meaning. So ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ಒಂದು ಗಡಿಯಾರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಜಮಾನರು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಯ್ಯ ಇಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರರ್ಸು ಯಜಮಾನರು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರೀಸ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪಾಪ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಅವ್ರು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅನಂತ ಫಲವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅನಂತ ಫಲದಂ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಫಲಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಚೌಕಾಸಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದೇ ದೇವತ್ವಂ, ವಸಿತ್ವಂ, ಋಷಿತ್ವಂ, ಮುನಿತ್ವಂ, ಸುಮೇಧಾತ್ವಂ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಪಮಪಿ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಬಹು ಲಾಭಂ ಭವಿಷ್ಯತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಋಷಿಗಳು. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೋ ಯತ್ಕಿಂಚಿತ್ ಕ್ರಿಯತೆ ತೇನ ಜೀಯತೆ ಜನಃ. ಈವನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ವಿಲ್ಸೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂದರೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಪತ್ರಂ ಪುಷ್ಪಂ ಫಲಂ ತೋಯಂ ಯದ್ಭಕ್ತ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಪತ್ರಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ ಲೀಫ್, ಪುಷ್ಪಂ ಒನ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್, ತೋಯಂ ಒನ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಪತ್ರಂ ಪುಷ್ಪಂ ಫಲಂ ತೋಯಂ, ಫಲಂ ಅಂದರೆ ಒನ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನೂ ಆಗಲಿ, ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ತುಂಬ ತೃಪ್ತ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸದಾಶಿವ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಶಿವಾನಂದ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ರಾಮನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದವರು. ಯು ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗುರುಗಳು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವಾಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಗುರುಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಅವೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಡೈಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿ ಪಾಂಡವಾಸ್, ಈವನ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ but news reached him 4 days after the death of Krishna. Arjuna reached the Krishna's place, and as he said, and then he only informed Dharmaraja about the disappearance of Krishna Paramatma, and they performed the aparakriyas to Krishna. And that is, so to say, this particular incidents will give us a message. ಸೊ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತ್ಯೇಷ್ಟಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ ಎನಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಕರತಲ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ. ಸೊ ಮದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆತ್ಮ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ, ಆತ್ಮದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾದರ್, and the next birth will be Dvijatvam will come to only from the Guru, whoever it is, to whomever it is. That's why ಗುರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಗುರುವಿನ ಗುಲಾಮ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅರುವೇ ಗುರು ಅಂತ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅವರು ಮೋಟೋ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅರುವೇ ಗುರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಾಂಬೆ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮೋಟೋ ಏನಂದರೆ ಶೀಲವೃತ್ತ ಫಲಾವಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಏನಂದರೆ ನಹಿ ಜ್ಞಾನೇನ ಸದೃಶಂ ಪವಿತ್ರಮೇ ವಿದ್ಯತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಸೊ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಾಗಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು ಜ್ಞಾನ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ ಈ ಪಂಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಮರ್ತ್ಯೋ ಅಮರ್ತ್ಯಂ ಜೋ ಹವೀಮಿ ಸಿಮನ್ ಯತ್ವಾ ಹೃದಾ ಕಾರಿಣ ಮನ್ಯಮಾನೋ ಮರ್ತ್ಯಂ ಮರ್ತ್ಯೋ ಜೋ ಹವೀಮಿ ಜಾತವೇದಃ ಯಶೋ ಅಸ್ಮಾಸು ದೇಹಿ. It's a beautiful goal that is set for the human beings, and this is exactly what is described by Dandin. And Dandin in a Kavya Darsha Alankara Grantha, he says, Adiraja Yashobimbam Adarsham Prapya Vangmayam Tesham Asannidhanepi Pasya nasvayam nasyati. It's a beautiful. See, Adiraja Yashobimbam Adarsham Prapya Vangmayam. Mahamaharajaru, Chakravartiru, Sepsikravarti, Satya Harishchandra, Dasharatha Maharaja. Oh God, we have our Bharat being ruled by Chandravamsa Rajas, before that Surya Vamsa Rajas, or simultaneously. Rama is Surya Vamsa and Dasharatha Maharaja is Surya Vamsa, and we have the other Rajas belonging to Chandravamsa. ಸೊ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಮಹಾ ವಂಶ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮರ್ತ್ಯಂ ಅಮರ್ತ್ಯಂ. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಮರ್ತ್ಯರೇ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಅಮರ್ತ್ಯಂ ಅಮರ್ತ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಡಿಸಪಿಯರ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಕೀರ್ತಿ, ದಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಸಪಿಯರಿಂಗ್. You remember Einstein, you remember C.V. Raman, you remember Ramanujam, we remember, Vivekananda, we remember Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, we remember Chinmayananda. Why? Because what work they have done to uplift the mind, spirits, and also everything of the beings born successively, generations to generation. But for all them, the Guru is Surya Narayana. In Saura Suktam, which I am going to start again and again, and I think on Saturday I will start the Saura Suktam. There is no other Guru than Surya Narayana. Suryosmakam Guru. And see, near Anantapuram, Uravakonda, in Andhra Pradesh, there is one temple, Budagavi anta ಇದೆ. ಬೂದಗವಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ. 1000 years old ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆನೋವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And there, Anjaneya Swami is making a Sashtanga Namaskaram to Surya Bhagavan because he's a Sishya. And while doing the Sashtanga Namaskaram, he kept his Gada or the mace next to him down, not with Ayudha he did. You remove the Kirita, you remove the Ayudha, and you are completely yourself. Therefore, ivala antecedents, upadhis that come to us. ಸೊ ಆ ಶಿಲಾ ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಎನ್ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್. ಈಶ್ವರ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಾಧಿಪತಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೂರ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ರೆನೋವೇಟೆಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ರಥ ಸಪ್ತಮಿ ಡೇ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ celebration by all the villagers there. I had the fortune, because of Ramasharma and others, have been taken there, had the opportunity of talking about Aruna Prashna and also noticed the Aruna Homa being done there. It was a great jubilee and great opportunity and grace of Surya Bhagavan. Similarly, we have got in Arsavalli, Surya Bhagavan Guru's temple is there, highly, and there is an occasion there, the priests of the Arsavalli Surya Narayana, they will bless those people and uttering the Veda mantras connected to Surya Bhagavan. And like that, even Konarka, Arka Kona anta arthadu. That is Kona andre angle, Arka is Surya Bhagavan. So there are 4 doors in the Konarka temple where the Surya Bhagavan himself will electrify the Moola Virat there and so on. So why I am telling about Surya is Agni. Agni is Surya. Agni Surya is Rudra. And Rudra is the representative of all gods. So Vishnu is there. So Rudra, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Vishnave Mrutyurme Pahi anta. Rudra and Vishnu. Because Vishnu is Rudra, Rudra is Vishnu. So this kind of thing, that's why Amartyo Martyam Johavimi ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ? Kirinamanyamanaha. And again, one more point that we have got to stress here is Jata Vedo Yeso Asmasu Dehi. See, Asmasu ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು. Sukirtihi, that's a Kruta Punya. Shankaracharya says, or Guru Shankara says in the first sloka of Saundarare, see, Pranantum Stotum va Katham Akruta Punya Prabhavati. So, Namaskara ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ, ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಕೃತಪುಣ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ those only get. So even today, as you see, people go to temple, but they meet their friends whom they did not meet for years, for some long time. They keep on talking with their friends and ultimately not going inside the temple or even seeing the God. They just go to their houses and go. So the purpose of visiting temple, they defeat themselves because of the mundane attractions. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಏಯ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡು ಕಚೇರಿ ಕಂಕಣ ಮಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ವೀಣಾ ವಾದನ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, some people came from the house and saying at 8 o'clock in the night to Sankaramatham, and some 2-3 ladies were sitting, and thus the ladies who came and said, ಏಯ್ ಚಿತ್ರಮಂದಿರ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಚಿತ್ರಮಂದಿರ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ವೀಣಾಗಾನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಚಿತ್ರಮಂದಿರ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕಾಸ್, ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಅವರ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಸ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಗ್ನಿದೇವನ ಜಾತವೇದ, ಹೀ ನೋಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲೆಂಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ಜಾತವೇದನಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಶೋಧೀಹಿ ಅಗ್ನೇ, ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಪ್ರಜಾಭಿ ಅಮೃತತ್ವಮಸ್ಯಾಂ. ಪ್ರಜಾಭಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಅಮೃತತ್ವ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಮ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಶಾಶ್ವತತ್ವ. ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಲೋಕ? ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್. So all children who do Amavasya Tarpana and Shraddha Karma and ಸತ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಅಪರ ಕರ್ಮ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಇಂದ ಉದ್ಧಾರ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಪುತ್ರ ಅಂದರೆ ಪುನ್ನಾಮ ನರಕಾತ್ರಾಯತೆ ಇದು ಪುತ್ರ. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಪುನ್ನಾಮ ನಗರ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೆಕ್. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಬಾಟಲ್, ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿ ನೆಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬಾಟಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೆಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ಗ, ನೋ ಬೈಪಾಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನೆವರ್ ಬೈಪಾಸ್ ದಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಾಟಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿ ನೆಕ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಬೈಪಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಎನಿವೆ, ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಜಾಭಿ ಅಸ್ಯಾಂ ಅಮೃತತ್ವಂ, ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಟು ಅಗ್ನಿ ಜಾತವೇದ. ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಒನ್, you have to grow into amartyatvam, being born as a martya. How do you be amartya? Only because of you getting the fame. How do you get the fame? Good fame. So and so was there. Idda sattoda. No, idda ishtondu ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ, ಸತ್ತೋದ ಅಂತಾರೆ. Your Shankaracharya, 32 years he was there. Within that time he has done a maximum work. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ 36 years has done a maximum work. ರಾಮನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಆಯಿತು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾರಂತೆ. ಹೆಂಗೆ? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಮೃತತ್ವಂ. ಅಂಡ್ ಯಸ್ಮೈ ತ್ವಗುಂ ಸುಕೃತೆ ಜಾತವೇದ ಯವು ಲೋಕಮಗ್ನೇ ಕೃಣವಃ ಸ್ಯೋನಂ. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಟು ಅಗ್ನಿ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಗ್ನಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ಅಗ್ನಿ ಆರಾಧನಾ, ಅಗ್ನಿ ಆಧಾನ, ಅಗ್ನಿಹೋತ್ರ, ಅಗ್ನಿ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಪೂಜಾ, ಅಗ್ನಿ ಯಜ್ಞ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಫಲಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನು ಮರ್ಚ್ಯರು ಆಗಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಅಮರ್ಚನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಯಶಃ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಂತಾನ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ, ಸುಸಂತಾನ, ಸತ್ಸಂತಾನ ಕೃತೇ ನಮಃ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸಂತಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಸತ್ಸಂತಾನ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದುರ್ಗಾ ಅಷ್ಟೋತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿ, ದುರ್ಗಾ ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸತ್ಸಂತಾನ ಪ್ರದಾಯಿನ್ಯೈ ದುರ್ಗಾಂಬಿಕಾಯೈ ನಮಃ ಅಂತ. ಸಂತಾನ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಬಂದಿರುವ ಸಂತಾನ ಸುಸಂತಾನವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ದೇ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಒಬೀಡಿಯಂಟ್. ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು at all times until your last breath is marked. Therefore, here Sukrute Jataveda Agne Uloke Kunavaha. Uloka is another thing. And Muloka andre and Loka, I think so. That is what there are lokas more other than Bhuloka, where in Bhuloka we are having a living, and after Bhuloka we are going to, we don't know which lokas are there. 14 lokas are there, and 7 lokas are also there. So Bhur Loka, Bhuvar Loka, Suvar Loka, Mahar Loka, Janar Loka, Tapo Loka, Satya Loka. Oh God, 7 lokas above the Meru Parvata. Aruna Prashna tells you 7 lokas down the below the Meru Parvata. So 14 lokas, 14 bhuvanas, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಇದೆ ಹೊರೈಸನ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಗ್ನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಪಿಟಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಗ್ನೇ ಸ್ಯೋನಂ ಉಲೋಕಂ ಜಾತವೇದಗಂ ಸುಕೃತೆ kuru anta karva andre kir. So you just do that kind of. I think I can stop now. And this is a beautiful section where when we are talking about the Yajya Yajana and Puroluvakya beforehand, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ some general information and padaprapti etc. are being marked in these two kandikas or anuvakas, and we'll be able to get hold of the benefit of performing the yajna, benefit of performing the agnishtoma in particular. Thank you very much. Om Swasti.
ಗುರುಗಳೇ, ಇದು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ? ನಂತರ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಸತೀಶ್ ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಸಹನಾವತು ಯಾರಾದ್ರು?
ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತೋ ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂಕರವಾವಹೈ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
Probably you are mute.
No, I am not. I just
Please
chanted.
unmute. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Krishnarpanamastu. Gurugale, can you Hari Om. Gurugale, can you hear me? I don't have text of what you did today, Agnishtoma. Where do I find it?
You just Google Taittiriya Samhita anta type madidre you get complete text of the Taittiriya Samhita in the Google.
Okay.
And I am also doing the same thing, and it is from Taittiriya Samhita www.sanskritweb.net Yajurveda anta type madi. So that is sanskritweb.net Yajurveda andre you will get all versions of Yajurveda. I have also downloaded the Taittiriya Samhita and taken that as the thing. At page 11 to 12, I am there in the fourth Prapataka. And you can next Thursday, you can just download, keep the text with you, and you can pronounce also. Because the purpose of this particular session is to make you also utter ಯಾನಿ ವೇದಾಕ್ಷರಾಣಿ ಸಂತಿ ತಾನಿ ಉಚ್ಚಾರಿತಾನಿ ಮಹಾಪುಣ್ಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಅಂತ. ಯಾವ ವೇದಾಕ್ಷರ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮಹಾಪುಣ್ಯ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವೇದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್.
ಅದೇ ಸತೀಶ್ ಹಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಾರಿ ಸತೀಶ್ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಮನೇಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 1 week ಇಂದ ಒನ್ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಟು ಮೈಸೂರು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮನೆ ರಿಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೇಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವುಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸತೀಶ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ. ಸತೀಶ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕೀನ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ಫಾಲೋಸ್. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಸತೀಶ್?
as much as Govind.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಐ ಜನರಲಿ ಲಿಸನ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಏನೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಮಲೇಶ್ವರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ, ಜೈನರ್ಕ್ ಹೋಗಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇವರು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅವ್ರಲ್ಲ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿ ಬರೋರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ಅಂತ ಹೊಡೋರು. ಆತರ ನಾನು ಇದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ದೆನ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್, ಅನ್ಬಿಲೀವಬ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್. I have a massive Excel sheet that I open, note down those slokas, and then quickly relate and then use it for next session. ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಸತೀಶ್ ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೂ. ಅರುಣ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಸೂಕ್ತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್
ಸೂರ್ಯ ಸೂಕ್ತ is available in the app, that is ಸ್ತೋತ್ರ ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ.
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇದೆ. ಇದು ನಾನು ತೈತ್ರಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. ನನ್ ಕಸಿನ್ ಅನ್ಕು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಬಟ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಪೂರೈಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬಾ ಓಡಾಟ. ಅಮ್ಮನ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಮದರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಗುರುಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತು, ಅಮ್ಮನು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ. 9:30 ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಫಾರ್ 5 minutes ವಿತ್ ಗುರುಜಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಾಂತ ದೇಶಿಕರದು ಸುಮಾರು ಶಿ ಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಗುರು. ಎನಿವೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಸರ್. ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಸತೀಶ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ
Saur Sukta idena, but still I will forward that Saur Sukta from in our WhatsApp, and Hmm?
Yes, Guru.
Undertaken